Yes, you can suck it. What? Motherfucker, what? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the REV Sports Wrap It Up Show. I am your host, Tvshka. I got Josh Mabry, and also got Sol Goldman. Y'all, how you doing this week?
Doing good. Started a new job, so tired.
Yeah, right?
We're tired and employed.
Woo!
What else is new?
Yeah.
That
Yay tiredness and yay starting the 3 or 4 week process of working and not getting paid, depending on their pay schedule. But yeah, that's awesome though. We're so happy for you in that. Josh, you still working or did you quit?
No, I'm still there.
Okay, well, man, can't win them all, you know. I don't know, man. I was
being
sure
employed. I mean, it's not the best time to be in the mortgage market, but hey, I'm still glad I'm in it. I'll put it that way.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Yeah, we the band, we had a gig out of town this weekend. Had the funeral for Terry Ashby to go to as well that same day. It was a good trip. Got to spend time with my dad on Father's Day.
Nice.
Bought him a new leaf blower that's battery powered, so it's pretty dope. So happy Father's Day, late Father's Day to everybody that's watching, and then for everybody that's here on the panel. Happy late Father's Day to your fathers. So what did you get your dad? What'd you get your pops?
Time. Just
Time.
hanging out. I was unemployed until today.
Right, yeah. So as soon as I asked him, like, well, that's putting you on the spot.
Yeah, he got my presents.
Yeah. Well, me and my sisters, we pitched in. So it wasn't like, we go all out. Josh, I know you went and spent time as well up there on a hole.
Yeah. I went and then took my dad because he had some rotator cuff surgery. So he's only got like one arm. So I drove him to see his dad, aka my grandfather on that side. So got to hang out with them that morning. And then we had dinner later on with other grandfather. My brother came out with my new niece and got to see them. And then
happy first Father's Day to your brother.
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, he did. His wife, her daughter did ask him to adopt
Yeah,
him.
there we go.
Yeah. So it is his first and not first as far as like, because she asked him to adopt him on his birthday. So I guess it is his first full legal Father's Day.
Okay, man. It also looked like you got a little son there, man. Nice.
One day you're gonna miss me.
Oh man, yeah. You know who else got some sun? His baseball players, because it was hot this week, y'all. I know for the Midwest, most of us, we really didn't have a whole lot of storms. We had higher temperatures, getting up in the 90s, maybe some areas getting into the hundreds.
Suck it, Yankees.
Yeah, that's right. Suck it, Yankees, who lost to the Sox. So what do we got going on in the world of baseball?
Well, I think Mabry needs to talk about his Reds.
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
It's a tale of two other shows. Like one time, I think it's scorched earth. We should just sell the team. They should just move out of Cincinnati because they produce just shit teams all around, especially their soccer team. And then they listened to me. We rattled off 8 games. We're right there in second place. And then we just go back to the same old Reds. We get another guy gets hurt today. We lose to the Pirates. We're allergic to 500. We're now 4 games under 500. And the Brewers just keep coasting to the playoffs. And we're just ruining Ellie De La Cruz every day of his life. And I'm not saying I'm salty about it, but why did I do this to myself? We're back to here again.
Right. Well, we're back here again with you. It's okay. Just lean on Papa's shoulder.
I think Mabry's in a toxic relationship with the Reds.
There you go.
Yeah, well, if you think that's toxic, wait till football season. The Dallas Cowboys start playing.
Lordy. Yeah. We actually got a little bit of football we'll get into later on. Next, though, we're just gonna keep blowing right through it. We're gonna go to a full court press. News from the basketball court, both men's and women's, heating up for different reasons. Again, still, good Lord. But right now the Mavs are down from the Celtics, which, I mean, honestly, we kind of expected. You kind of called it, Josh, with the gentleman's sweep, and I believe you echoed that sentiment as well. But I mean, it just makes sense that they lost that last game, so they could go home and win this one, which it looks like they're going to.
They're about 18 right now, with about 4 or 5 left in the third.
Yeah. So, you want to break down the games for us?
Well, first we wanted to talk about Jerry West, who he did pass away at the age of 86. And just speaking of his accolades, Finals MVP in 69, champion in 72, 8-time NBA champion as an exec, 2-time NBA Executive of the Year. He won gold in the 1960 Olympics in Rome, and he's the logo of the NBA. So throwing to Josh first of just his legacy and what he's left for the sport.
His legacy is the NBA. Right out of West Virginia. As far as that, Mama. Yeah. Shout out John Denver.
Full of shit.
But yeah, drug dealer's full of shit. But it's just so crazy the fact that he's contributed so much to the game of basketball, as far as just not on the court but off the court, and how to run a team through decade after decade after decade. And as the game changed, he adapted. He never wavered. He always put out solid teams and knew how to do things. Like, in much less, he was the point guard on the court and off the court. And he's the logo for a reason. And the thing is like, you can have a lot of players that were better than Jerry West. Jerry West is still one of the all-time great players of all time. But what he's done on the court and off the court, and how a business is run within the NBA organization, that's why he's the logo. It's not just of him bouncing the ball and shooting it and passing it and rebounding and all that stuff statistically very well, but what he did off the court and how to run a team is why he's all around the guy that you see in a silhouette every single time that NBA is on the TV.
And Tvshka, anything you want to say, and a photo too that we have to show that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the logo is white. But no, I mean, for real, like, you're kind of thinking back to Winning Time, the HBO series with the Lakers. That was phenomenal, man. Yes. I absolutely loved it. Wish that would have kept going, but even though it didn't paint Jerry in the best of light, maybe more so for dramatic effect as far as storytelling. But I mean, at those highest levels of executiveship and consulting and ownership, there's just those hard conversations. And for him to kind of pave the way in a lot of different areas, kind of like he did. He's absolutely phenomenal. He's going to be going into the Hall of Fame as an executive and consultant this year. So I don't think he'll be the first one to be able to do that, but he definitely will be one of them, though. You mentioned the graphic. This is wild. But yeah, let me get this out of the way.
Jerry
top tier hating.
Checking out early to avoid seeing another Celtics championship is god tier hater.
Yeah, and Jeremy kind of alluded to it in the comment there, as far as what he said about the Lakers fans. I mean,
shaking fists about the 18th banner.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, just wait, Jeremy, we got something for you.
Yeah, and some additional news. Yeah, the Lakers Hulu documentary really highlights how great he was as a GM. Nice. Yeah, we'll have to watch that as well. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts though on the passing of Jerry West?
I mean, he's a legend, and he's the logo for a reason, as you guys said. I can't really say any more than what both of you have said. He will forever be remembered.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, the segue I was going to try to get to earlier was, who because it looks like the Celtics will end up winning this after we break down some of it. But one person that won't be watching it is Jerry West. Even though he'll be up there probably punching a table or throwing a clipboard at somebody for this. But
anybody but Boston.
Yeah, anybody but Boston. And and we talked about last week. Everybody who's said we want Boston has got Boston. They found Boston, and they fucked around and they found out about Boston.
Yeah,
because Game 3, the Celtics won 106-99. Jason Tatum scored 31 points. Jaylen Brown only scored 30 points. Come on, you rich bum.
Yeah, figure it out, man.
Yeah, good Lord. That guy's killing it. And then Kyrie and Luka, for the Mavs. Kyrie scoring 35 and outdoing Luka's 27 points. And that was the most recent Celtics win, other than what will happen tonight. But yeah, Game 4, Mavs ended up winning that one, 122-84. Oh crap! It says show graphic. My bad. I guess we got a graphic for that. There we go. Yep, good call. Luka and Kyrie combined 50 points. Celtics starters 44 points, and then the Mavericks overall in the finals for 408 points, and the Celtics 402, which that seems weird. Points scored in the finals. Of course, that's not including tonight.
Yeah.
But I guess it was just that much of a lopsided win. And of course, the other ones have, been a little bit closer. But Game 1, good Lord. You thought with the Celtics blowing them out, that graphic would not be that way, but it definitely is. But yeah, it also says with their performance in Game 4, the Mavs have actually outscored the Celtics in the finals. And Derek Lively actually has a little bit of something to say.
Could you have ever imagined that, even though you shoot 3-pointers every practice, that you're going to make your first one Game 4 of the NBA Finals?
It's for her. She helped me make it. She's going to help me make a lot more. She helped me make it the free throw line. She helped me make reads. I'm just thankful for having Luka pass me the ball in that position. I'm happy I knocked it down. Just got to be able to make the next one.
Yeah, like that.
Which his mom passed away earlier this year, so that's just him honoring his mom. And as sad as that is, I always love when players do that, when they honor their parents. It tugs on the heartstrings.
Yeah, well, and you talk about parents. Oh, sorry, Josh. What you got on that one?
Yeah, this is, and we'll kind of get to it with hockey there at the end of the show. But this is kind of like people are like, where's that been? And I think Tvshka stuck on a conspiracy theory way back when. It's like they just want to win it at home. They did what they needed to do. They got one there, and just know, like, all right, let's just kind of.
It's called facts, not conspiracy.
Well, it is a fact. The way it's going, it's going to be a fact right now.
What are you, Starlighter?
I haven't started watching it yet, but yeah, let's go with that.
Sorry, y'all.
I know what you're talking about, though. I understood my reference on my Captain America. I understood the reference. But no, it's so crazy to see that big of a lopsided, and it's just like they took basically their starters out and took everyone out like halfway through the third quarter. Like, screw it, we'll just wait, just rest everybody up and take them out. And then I think I think Dallas was even like, screw it, let's just go off because we're probably not going to win this anyway.
Yeah, let's win the overall point differential.
Let's win the overall point. No, let's set the record for the biggest lopsided win in finals history. So at least we'll be on the record books for something.
Seriously,
because it is.
Basically just tainting the history books for this series. So like people will look back and be like, "But the Mavs were really good. Why'd they not win?" It was like, because they shit the bed. Pretty much every game.
or calling like, is this where's this Laker team sits in like the all-time most dominant, and then some just dude's like, well, actually they have the largest point differential in a loss in finals history, so how can they be dominant? It's like, because I watched the game.
Right. Yeah. Well, speaking of being dominant, Jeremy Miller never understood why people were calling them a top 5 backcourt of all time. You talking about the Celtics, I'm guessing. If you want to clarify yourself in the chat. But I believe he's talking about the Celtics. I don't think they were talking about the Mavs being a top 5. The duo was what people were really kind of gloating about. But yeah, what you got, bud?
Kyrie and Luka are definitely the better backcourt compared to Tatum and Brown. But the thing is like I said in our preview of the series, the Celtics have the better roster. Even with, and they put Porzingis in today, but even with Porzingis on basically 1.5 feet, because I still don't understand what his diagnosis is. Okay, so Kyrie and Luka.
Yeah. And for being a duo, yeah. I mean, they definitely had one of the hottest streaks. It just ended about a week and a half ago.
I mean, you see the difference of having like a full team and then just how good a backcourt can be, and the way the Celtics being a better team has looked. Whereas Luka, you realize how much Luka and Kyrie have carried the Mavs to the finals, and that says something of those two doing what they've done to at least this achievement.
Speaking of Kyrie and Luka, I think we got some papas.
We do. We also got another deal here. I'm the producer. Let me produce. Because Chris the Gift Taylor says, Cam Celtics go back to back. I don't know. Cam, you spell? Cam, you spell? Maybe your dad didn't teach you how to spell. Boom. That was the segue. Here is Kyrie and his father.
Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is sweet.
Yeah.
Both the daddies.
Cool.
Enjoying their moments.
And Ja Morant's dad looks like Usher. That's kind of weird. We don't have a clip for that. I just threw that up there just because that reminded me of it.
I was like, they look more like Gary Payton as far as Kyrie.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Ja Morant's dad.
Yeah, Joe.
There was a thing about that, but yeah.
Does he?
No, I think
out guns too, or
I think
too soon. What?
Yeah.
Me not so good at the spelling stuff.
What are you, Gronkowski? Me know that not real money.
Real money.
Oh, man.
Shout out Nikki Glazer.
Yeah, Nikki Glazer, the Tom Brady roast. If you guys haven't watched it, that is probably one of the biggest events of the year. It feels like that was definitely a pivoting point. And for that pivoting point, we're going to pivot over to the WNBA. We got the Washington Mystics win their first game this year, y'all, against the Atlanta Dream, 87-68. And they were 0-12 before this game. The Mystics outscored the Dream in all but the second quarter. Ryan Howard, who is going to the Olympics for the 3v3, became the youngest player in WNBA history to reach 200 career three-pointers, passing Diana Taurasi, the GOAT DT, in this game. We'll see how long that lasts because there's a lot of really good rookies this year too. They must have liked the taste of winning because they won their second game against the Chicago Sky. That's right, 83-81 in a hard-fought game. So you put the notes together. What's some of the other things that kind of really stick out kind of with this matchup that's in between the lines?
The Washington Mystics are actually a good team, even though they're obviously 0-12. But each game they've lost like by a few points here and there. They've actually had some really good moments. So I'm glad that they finally got some wins under their belt. And I'm just happy to see that, like, Aaliyah Edwards, who plays for the Washington Mystics, she's a rookie. We'll get to her. And speaking about the rookies, she's playing really well as a rookie. So it's nice to get some wins under your belt and not be the team that's always losing.
Yeah. Josh, what are your responses, or what do you kind of take away from this one?
It's always good to get off the schneid, and just get in the left side of the numbers there for that. I mean, you just don't want to be the Detroit Lions or the Cleveland Browns and go winless through your season. That's never good. And getting that one win, all it takes is one. To kind of figure out, what works. Oh, there's something here. Okay. And they're still trying to figure it out. I mean, those bottom tier teams, they're bottom tier for a reason. And then you see, you kind of see it. The WNBA, even though it's like the best, this talent still how the talent works. Because if you look at the NCAA tournament between most of the time, you really don't have big upsets in that first round. It's all chalk. Kind of same thing. There's a reason that those teams are bottom tier. It's just the difference in talent. It's getting better and it's getting a lot tighter, but it's still a huge gap compared to the bottom tier. Well, like the Pistons were just a laughing stock, but you get what I'm saying. It's like the talent is just so broad, and it's such a big step between like the top tier teams and the bottom tier teams. So you see a lot more lopsided victories, and it's always nice to know that they're not going to be a winless team in the league.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that may mess up their draft picks for next year. Does the WNBA, they still do the lottery like the NBA, which is dumb. That's the dumbest draft system
That's
ever.
why the Fever got 2 number 1 draft picks in a row.
Right.
Yeah. So it's still the dumbest thing ever. But if you do look at their schedule, the last 3 games, they lost by a total of combined 13 points. So that's not a wide margin. It's not like they're getting blown out every single game. So you got to love it. I mean, and momentum is everything. It's still very early in the season. Not saying they're going to get the top spot, but hey, you get into the playoffs, you keep the momentum going. You never know what that's going to look like.
No.
But we do know what it looks like. Is Angel Reese, right?
We're going to speak about some rookies. We're going to start off with my girl Angel Reese, first rookie in her draft class with 100 points and 100 rebounds. We have a graphic for that. She had one of her best games as a pro against Connecticut, which this guy did end up losing, but she scored 20 points, 10 rebounds for having a double-double, and was 8 for 10 in field goals. And we also have a side note on that game. Camila Cardoso had a great block that game versus DeWanna Bonner, which we'll show in a second. But continuing on Angel Reese, she had 6 consecutive double-doubles, with the last one being against the Indiana Fever, and is the only rookie to be averaging double-doubles. And speaking of Aaliyah Edwards, her and Aaliyah Edwards are currently the only rookies with multiple double-doubles, with 20.10 rebound performances, averaging 6 rebounds a game, and ranked top 5 in offensive rating, defensive rating, and player efficiency rating. So I guess people talked about her game not transferring to the WNBA. It looks like it is.
I never understood that. I saw her play in LSU and stuff, and I mean, and she shows it. It's is her game flashy and stuff like that? No, but is she arguably the best rebounder in the game, other than Asia Wilson? Yeah, I think Charles Barkley's the best rebounder in the game, and he wasn't the most dominant person ever. She's just, if you need her to get a board, she's going to get a board. Is that the most flashy thing? You don't hear, even in the NBA, people are like, I got to watch this game. Why? Because this guy's really good at rebounding. You don't ever, that's never said, but it's needed. And so most of the time, if you rebound the ball, you're pretty close to the basket to put the ball back in the basket. So therefore, this doesn't surprise me, because she's such a good rebounder. So those second chance points, when your team shoots 32 from the field and you win, even though they're not winning in a high clip, like we've talked about before, but I think she's the best rebounder in the game, not named Asia Wilson.
Yeah, and she's a forward, but she, I mean, like you said, getting all the rebounds, almost like a center. And they really don't get a whole lot of love, like you said, in the NBA. I mean, you have to be very charismatic or have a lot of off-court stuff, like Shaq. I mean, just incredible at dunking and breaking rims, terrible at free throws. I mean, he didn't get to the Hall of Fame for free throws. That's definitely not the case. But he was very charismatic and, I mean, just kind of a dominating force, body-wise. So, and he definitely, showed some flashes in his rookie year, but it takes time for anybody to kind of get settled in, get a feel for the speed of the game, the travel schedules. I mean, I still can't imagine how exhausted these ladies are after playing a full collegiate season, postseason, and then going right into professional season. Even though some of them they may try, when they're younger, they may play travel ball and everything of that nature. But this can be a grueling and grinding year for them. So shout out to her though, Reese. I mean, getting your cookies, getting your flowers, however we want to say that. Getting 100 points and 100 rebounds, being the first one from that class. Jeremy Miller Angels game is fun to watch, not just the rebounding. And I mean, there's stories that are developing too, actual competitive stories on the court. And then there's other stuff. Yeah. Thank you for the cookies. Yeah. And sorry, Gib. Be sad now. I'm sorry, you big ass ogre.
We don't want to just highlight Angel Reese here. As in the side note with the Camila Cardoso block, I think we have that to watch it. This was just against Tawana Bonner, who's one of the best.
Thomas with a smile and a couple.
She said, "Nope, not today."
I'm just waiting for her to do the
It's a
finger.
really
too.
good move there.
Not in here.
Gotta give him the finger.
Yeah. I think she did it with her hair though. She's kind of like not in here.
Ooh.
So,
But
gotta love it. Gotta love it.
highlighting this amazing rookie class, I want to highlight with those that are in the top 5 in stats in multiple categories, which we got a graphic for that as well.
Well, son of a gun. Okay.
Cam Brink is number 2 in blocks per game. Really good defensive player. Caitlin Clark is number 2 in 3-pointers made and number 4 in assists per game, showing she just doesn't score. She can also pass the ball too. And we have, again, Angel Reese, number 4 in rebounds, number 5 in steals per games. So we got some like wonderful players on these top 5 lists, including Asia Wilson, Arike, Diana Taurasi, Kelsey Plum. But the fact that we got these 3 rookies showing out here, gonna throw to Josh first.
I mean, I'm just so glad that Caitlin went out with a bang, because apparently she died this weekend. And it's just so sad. I can't get over the fact that this is the last we're going to see of Caitlin Clark. I mean, I didn't know why she had to go out like that. Just give me a minute. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. No, this is really great. We've highlight this, and if you think this is a cool list, I can't wait to see what Juju and Paige end up at next year with that. And that's all the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese crap that we're going to say here. I just had to get that bit out, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I thought my edibles were kicking in a little bit sooner than what is going on right now?
I was like, wait, she died?
Yeah, apparently, according to every freaking news station, she died. She was brutally assaulted and shot or something. And I saw it. I was like, she was going for the ball. Anyway, but
we show here on Rev that you can love both Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. It's possible.
Yeah, I was just afraid another what died.
Right. No one died.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. But yes, no, it's just it's just crazy to see that they've made this big of an impact so quickly. Now, we were expecting this from this class. And yes, they're on bad teams, so they need their help as quickly as possible, but you still don't get there just by being on a bad team. You have to be that skilled to do this. And so I am just excited to see the future of the WNBA, because I think it's in really, really good hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it just seems like in every sport, there's this new like echelon of talent that's coming out. Absolutely excited for it. And yeah, to see it, just kind of be measured as far as in these statistics. But I'm just excited just to see the sport keep growing, the league as well, and then that talent and that standard and that bar keep getting pushed up and up and up. But Jeremy, as soon as I saw the flagrant foul, oh no, the media has their race war talking point. Yeah, they're good at doing that. But we're definitely not going to kind of feed into that.
No, I'll leave it at this. I heard a really good sound a take from Big Cat Cats, or damn Big Cat Cats, and says, honestly, I'm glad she's not on the U.S. team. That way we can take a break on it. And I was like, you know what, dude? I'm with you 1,000% because I'm tired.
There we go. Well, so anything else WNBA before we take a break from basketball?
No, all good on my end.
Yeah, well, I'm just not even going to mess with the graphics tonight. God dang it, we got so much. We're going to redo all these graphics to match the sharing. It's all good, though. We love it. What I love, Chiefs, baby. Chiefs got their new rings in. This is that's 3. Right there. Just each of those boys have. But what was awesome though is they had the ceremony. A lot of the old players coming back that were not a part of the team anymore, and so it's good to see them. And I'm sure for the teammates, it's just great to see your fellow brothers kind of in arms that you kind of went to battle with and won a championship. Who couldn't be there was Taylor Swift, y'all. Yeah, but Taylor was in the chats. She was actually in the chats of one of the players, McCole Hardman. It was his girlfriend's live stream, Shariah Gordon, I believe, if I'm saying that right. Sorry, Shariah, I know you're watching this. Drop it in the chat, correct us. But yeah, no, Tay Swift, baby, she was in there. But they said I had to go to sleep because she, was on tour. But there is a little bit of controversy, y'all. And so I'm so sorry about this. It is true. It's not that. So the rings, I mean, of course, they have breakdowns. Everything's got a meaning. As far as the Tom and Jerry, that was played that one, where Travis Kelce caught the touchdown at the end. It has the listing of all the teams they beat and their ranking seed. But Miami was number 6, not 7.
The disrespect. The absolute disrespect.
Tyreek Hill so much, they actually demoted him and his entire team. Hopefully this was just a rendering issue and that it wasn't actually in the engraving. I have not seen anything confirming anything of that nature, which makes me feel like it's very much more true. Because
they need to fix every single ring. Bring it back, fix every single one.
Yeah,
I mean, give it the benefit of the doubt. At least it showed you made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hey.
At least you're on a Super Bowl ring this year.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh.
Only undefeated season and Super Bowl win. Sure, it was in the 70s, but fuck you.
Don't shit to Larry Zonka.
Oh, man. Jamie Miller. This isn't as bad as gift spelling. I can't. Gav, when did you start working for Jensen Diamonds? Huh? You punk bitch. When did you start doing that? But yeah, no. So I mean, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, like I said, we don't have confirmation if it actually made it to the actual rings, but in the promotion video, there was an egregious mistake.
They need to fix it right now. We need an apology to the Miami Dolphins by the Kansas City Chiefs. No, I'm just kidding. It's really not that big of a deal, but it's kind of like, okay, I see it. I see you. I was rooting for you. You want to make me not root for you now?
Yeah, get that wrong. Josh, as someone who is an off and on fan of a team that at one point won 3 rings. How do you
3
feel?
and 4 years, just like you all.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you got to feel how I felt as like a 4-year-old way back when, who was just gaining consciousness of memory. So that was great.
Oh my God.
That'll be in Dr. Phil's
That's the clip
consciousness of memory. Yes, that's a chapter.
That needs to be made into a short.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Consciousness of memory. I don't know. It's like when you sound smart, but no, you just said something dumb.
Yeah. Also, speaking of memory, Jeremy says, I don't even remember teams putting their wins on the rings. And they may not. I don't really know because I didn't really follow all the other teams' wins and the Super Bowl ring design. So it may be something newer. I just know that first one, Patrick Mahomes was very much a part of in designing. And so I think they just wanted like every square millimeter to have some kind of significance to it. And so it has, the United in bold, which was kind of their motto this year. Last year was Edge. So it's just like little things of that nature that, hey, I mean, it's going to be on their ring. It's going to, on their finger. It's going to sit in a case, so it's not really going to get seen a whole lot. But yeah, just a little something extra, kind of engraved just to make it a little more special and more so for the players and the staff. to really, kind of have that kind of engraved in their memory, since they have a conscience of memory. All right.
Put it out there on the internet. See how that thing works.
Here's
here's your moment of Zen. No, here's your consciousness of memory.
This is your consciousness of memory. All right. Just because I made the fucking graphics, we're gonna go to this.
My brain work, guys. My brain work.
Novelty X,
the
baby.
Disrespect gif. The disrespect.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Now stop covering up my work that I just got done doing today. Novelty X. This is the new running title for it. Didn't really, kind of lead off. Went straight to the slide presentation for the Chiefs, but yeah, we also, with this kind of the catch-all. So we got, tennis, golf, right now football, of course, whenever, NHL gets done, that'll be kind of segued out. So we'll have some rotating categories coming in and out as far as segments, but Josh, yeah, man, you've got something up your sleeve, man. What's going on in the golf world?
So the U.S. Open just concluded. So we have one more major left to conclude, which is the Open. It used to be called the British Open, but it is the Open. It's the last major we have.
Yeah, and the British haven't won anything in a long time. I mean, especially
this is the 6th year in a row that an American has won the U.S. Open, and so congratulations to Bryson DeChambeau, who just won his second U.S. Open, which he, if you all don't recall, the PGA Championship, he ended up, working his butt off, tied Xander Schauffele, but Xander Schauffele beat him at the final hole, hit a putt to make it. With this one, he hit a heck of a sandbucker shot, and Rory McIlroy basically choked. He missed 2 4-footers, which is insane because I think statistically he hit like over he's like 348 of 352 or something like that on like 4-foot putts that he's had. I don't know who statistically scouts that. I could be way off, but I heard that the other day. But this was, but yes, the U.S. Open kicked ass. The PGA Championship kicked ass. So we're having some really good golf. Tiger missed the cut. That's kind of unfortunately. That's kind of where he's at in his career. But the number one golfer almost missed the cut, but he didn't. Scotty. So, he kind of came down to earth, but this is historical Pinehurst. But the story is Bryson DeChambeau and him correcting his image, because Tvshka, I'll kick it to you, that he almost got defeated years ago by a rope.
Yeah, this is great.
This is your U.S. Open, ladies and gentlemen. Champion.
Yep. Bonk.
And and he is part of the Live Tour, so you can take that as you want. But his image was he's kind of an odd guy, and was was kind of standoffish to the crowd and stuff like that. People kind of just didn't really care for him. Kind of came off kind of dorkish in a sense. Just, I mean, look at this. Like he's like acting like that the rope just stabbed him. And so, but he's really in the past 6 to 8 months. I mean, he's at the PGA Championship. He went to give a ball to a little kid. Someone snatched it. When he tossed it, someone snatched it. He literally came back and was like, "Hey, that's for this kid." And he made the fan give it back to the kid. This U.S. Open that he won, he literally took the trophy up to the fans, spent a lot of time with the fans, letting them touch the trophy and stuff like that, which is something that we've never seen. He's really, now whether or not he's like this off the course, I don't know. He does his own YouTube channel, and he actually has hip injury. He has a really serious hip because of how he swings the club, and he actually competes in long drive contests. That's just how much torque he has. He's already developing hip problems, which is kind of crazy. But congrats to Bryson, and I'll end you with if you kind of got a fast forward of just how cool he is. This was after the tournament. He ended up rolling up on PGA because they're trying to recreate his shot, and this was kind of all just they didn't plan this out or anything like that. And he just rolls up. They hand him the microphone, and here you go.
I'm this fucking shot, and I will forever have that sand in my house.
That's awesome. All right.
Come on, right here for the U.S. Open. Up and down to win the U.S. Open.
Okay, put the mic to your chin.
Oh, I chunk it.
That's perfect.
Please go in.
Get up there.
Look at him. Puts it like right
Yeah.
next to the hole.
Right.
Right after Bryson.
Put it away.
And then here's the cool part, though. Just watch.
Can I hold it? You got it.
He gives him the trophy to hold after he hits the shot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that dude's,
right.
Look at that
that dude's so
mustard.
happy right there.
right. That's just he's
Heck yeah.
whoever his PR team or whoever it is, he's listening
Yeah.
to him. And people are starting to like. People are doing the whole. Do we like they've kept up with golf? Like, do we like Bryson now? And I'm like, yeah, I think we do. And if he's anything like he's presenting on the course, let's go Bryson from now on.
Yeah. Well, PR also maybe a little bit of PT, right? Maybe a little bit of physical therapy, but for your hip.
Yeah.
I mean, you're rich enough now.
He
Get
finished
a new
his
hip or
last
get
round with
injections, get robot legs. I don't know. I mean,
right. He finished his
he's
last
gonna
round with a new driver because he caved in his driver on the range. So he had to do his whole last round with a new driver.
Heck
Dude's
yeah.
got
So
torque.
anything on that?
Yeah, I watched it. McElroy blew it, and the funny thing with it is even his first like 4-footer that he missed, Bryson also missed a really close putt. So it was one of those like, oh, Bryson saved it up for you to like actually win this, and then he was like, no, I'm gonna do it again.
Right.
Right.
Hold my beer. Hold my Guinness. I'm gonna try something because he's
That was sponsored by Guinness. Yeah. He's a
no,
Mick.
just Roy's Irish.
I know. Well, I mean, mix and max. I mean, they're mixture.
Is this the part where I described your joke again? Did I do it?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's all good. What you can describe, actually, Saul, I believe this is you. So we're in the novelty acts, and there's nothing more novel than some hot dog beef. What is going on there? What is up with that?
So we were going to talk about this before, but Jeremy Miller also put this in the Discord. So this is also for you, Jeremy Miller.
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut has been banned from
Love
this
the
year's Nathan's hot dog eating contest. So he's won 16 Nathan's hot dog eating contests and has won every year since 2016. So every year you're just watching him pound some dogs, man. But he got banned this year.
Right.
Phrasing. Because he's now sponsored by Impossible Foods, a plant-based brand that is rival to Nathan's. And Nathan's was like, no, you're not going to compete in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest if you were sponsored by Impossible Foods, known for Impossible Burger. TMZ did report that the event organizers are keeping the door open to Chestnut to return to the competition if he backs out on his sponsorship deal with Impossible Foods. But if he does go through with it, the organizers will welcome him back whenever the deal expires. So they're keeping the doors open on Joey Chestnut. But currently right now, he's not going to be in this contest this year.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, having your ex at, your birthday party, it's it's a little awkward, Yeah, no, that's pretty wild. I mean, yeah, Impossible Foods, known for, a lot of the vegan products and I haven't really got to try too many, but I know there's a lot of celebrities that are big endorsers of that as well. So it's kind of sad to hear that, like Bradley Cooper or Dak Shepard aren't going to be able to be a part of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, which I know they're big fans of. Yeah.
I was really looking forward to seeing Bradley Cooper suck down some dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Suck him down.
Suck down some glizzies. But I mean, this is the biggest. Like, really, this is where you draw the line. Like, this guy is basically the only reason people even know that Nathan's hot dog eating competition exists.
Settle down. You're putting shame to Mr. Kobayashi.
He retired.
He put them on the map. That's the only reason why people know about Nathan's hot dogs is from Kobayashi. This guy is only winning because Kobayashi's not there.
He beat him. And then
I will fight you over hot dog eating contest.
He beat him. Like, he set the record like every single time. Like, it's Joey Chestnut, man.
Yeah.
Who else? Do you know any other people that are
more
competing?
dogs, man?
It's not Bradley Cooper. It's not Dak Shepard. Obviously, we were gonna have them, but they have to sponsor plant-based glizzies. Bugs. I don't know.
Plant-based glizzies. All right. I think we've eaten everything we could on this one. Am I right, y'all?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's go from choking and squirming to get the dogs down to kicking and screaming. Going on to the soccer pitch. So we do have some soccer news, quite a bit actually. But finally, the U.S. men's national team versus Brazil. Actually, I mean, it wasn't a terrible game, right? Right, Sol?
It was a good game, which we talked about last week. They lost 5-1, and we were worried about Brazil. I had boots on the ground. I was there in Orlando. We actually have pictures of the stadium and me in Orlando, and I got a lot of laughs from. So that 1849, that's the 18 minutes until the game starting, and I sent that picture to my friends and I said, "Stop the count."
Yeah, right.
Because I would have taken a 0-0 against Brazil, but you know what else I'll take? A 1-1, which was what the score ended up being. One of the biggest questions going into Copa America, which we're gonna do a little preview after this, is how Joe Scally, our right back, was going to do since Serginho Dest got injured. And Scally was the only one who played somewhat decently against Colombia, and he played really well against Brazil. Goes against Luis Diaz against Colombia, and then now he's basically tracking against Vinny Jr. These are two top players. So the fact that he did so well, props to Joe Scally there. Gio Reyna also played really well and provided a lot of cover for Joe Scally, going deep into the midfield and showing some defensive skills, which he's really not known for being a defensive player. He's more of an attacking midfielder or sometimes plays as a winger. But I like that he showed that we can rely on him for defense if we're playing against teams that are better than us. I would like for our first two games are going to be against Bolivia and Panama in the Copa America, and I would really like to have him play more forward and giving that through balls to our number 9s, because our number 9s didn't really get any service in either of the two games. So I would like him to be farther up the field for that. But when we play Uruguay, yeah, put him back there. Have him be part of the defense. Our one goal did happen from Christian Pulisic in the 26th minute. And one thing that I'm going to point out before we watch is notice the scoreboard.
Right. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's watch.
0-1, brah.
What's up, brah? Oh, yeah. Good goal. Good fucking goal, man.
They couldn't even believe it. They were like, "Oh, Brazil scored again."
That's 2-0 now. Right. Yeah.
And we have
get it right, folks.
Especially after the way we played against Colombia, they're like, "What's going on?"
And we have another angle of this goal. It's the same goal, but from the goal itself.
Yeah, from the goalpost. I mean, you gotta wonder if Brazil's line. They're probably doing that to try to frame it for him to get, but still, yeah, that's, I don't know, just underestimating USA, I guess.
You had the U.S. players there joining in the wall with Brazil, and they got out of the way in perfect time for the ball to go through and for us to score. So shout out Christian Pulisic there. He scored against Brazil. We did have several chances in this game to win. Brazil also had several chances in this game to win. Matt Turner made 11 saves. So that's good because he did not play well against Colombia. But all in all, I'm proud of our boys. This is the type of intensity that I want them to play with. Do not play like you did against Colombia, because not only is it that we lost, which if we lost but we play with heart and we play hard, then I'm okay with that. But when we completely give up and play the way that we did against Colombia, that's when it's really heartbreaking. So play with intensity, play with heart, play like the U.S.
Yeah, you've got valiant losses but then you also have like embarrassing ones.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, whenever you're laying down and like a dead dog, basically, that's an embarrassing loss. Like you said, so much to where they actually give the other team a point because they don't assume that you did. They assume that you didn't get it. Couldn't score. Yeah, man, Josh. I mean, how is your pride in America right now, man? I mean, are you bubbling up a little bit?
It's better.
Yeah.
This is exactly like what happened with like did we party too much the night before? Like what happened? Because this is the team that I said like last time we talked about the Columbia. I was like we all three have watched this team. This team is talented enough to hang with anybody for at least a full 85 minutes until like that one team you can just tell is a little bit better.
The last 5 minutes, we'll see.
Well, 5 minutes, it's like that's where you really have to figure out what you're made of. That's what I'm saying. It's like 85. That's 5 minutes. It's like, all right, if you're still tight, let's see if you've got enough to get over the hump. But I think you're talented enough to compete with anyone. And this showed that. Now, I know the Brazilians are going to be like, well, we didn't play with our best players, blah, 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 blah. I was like, bull crap.
They did.
They did. That's what I'm saying. So, and then people are like, well, Brazil's not as good as they. I was like, quit. The U.S. has talented players to compete with anyone. You just actually thank God they gave a shit this game, and not what they did against Colombia. So keep doing this, and be the America that we know you are.
Yep, nothing's more
and you'll be excited.
Yes. Jeremy Miller in the chat. Just kind of jumping back real quick. He says, "Love how Netflix moved up Joey Chestnut."
Is that true? I saw a bunch of stuff. Is that true?
Yeah.
That was real quick how they pivoted to that.
Yeah, and just for kind of a little bit of continuity with what's going on in real life, Celtics have won. Congratulations to the Boston Celtics on winning another fucking championship. Great, you guys are such a deserving town. You're the nicest people and fans ever. But we want to be very gracious fans as far as Americans for Copa. Is that right?
Copa
America.
I know it's not Copacabana, but still, that's exactly what comes in my head every time I see that.
Copacabana.
Yeah. Let's throw up this graphic.
Yeah.
Because we got graphic. Yeah. Graphic.
So I just love how
she went to college in Kentucky, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly. I love how the Kentucky came out.
I was trying to be Josh there a little bit.
It's good. It's good to impersonate.
We got 4 groups here, and we're just gonna go through each of them, and we have to pick what 2 teams.
Come on, now we can't
are
do this
coming
live.
out.
All right,
yeah,
but the live one doesn't count as the official bracket, though. We'll do an official in the Discord.
When it gets to bracket times, because this is just who's going to get out of the groups. When we get to bracket times, then that's when we'll lock stuff in. But Tvshka, throwing you to first. Group A. We got Argentina, Peru, Chile, and Canada. What 2 teams are coming out?
I mean, Argentina stood out, but from Canada, well, this is the men's, though, right?
Yes, this is the men's.
I'm going to go Argentina. That's the gut one. I don't know why.
Maybe because they won the World Cup.
Maybe because they won the World Cup. I mean, but by the way, if you're watching this right now for the first time, I am not a soccer fan or football fan. I mean, I like the game itself. I just don't intensely follow it. So I just pull a lot of this out of my ass. So Argentina, former World Cup champs, let's go.
And you got to pick a second one.
Okay. Yeah, Canada then. Yeah.
All right. Josh, throwing you Group B out of Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, Jamaica. Who's going out?
New York Red Bulls isn't there? Okay.
Dude, such a good callback.
Right. Which again shows you how much I keep up now. Ecuador and Venezuela. Just because Mexico can never go anywhere because they're our rival, so therefore no. And I haven't watched. Is Jamaica? Have they stepped up, or are they still kind of just Jamaica?
Jamaica has a lot of good players. A really shitty federation, and one of their good players is not playing because of their federation.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Mexico's kind of been down recently compared to what Mexico used to be. So I'll go with Ecuador and Venezuela.
All right, and I'm gonna Group C to Tvshka.
Oh, back to me. Okay. I mean, definitely USA.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go with USA. I mean, I don't. Maybe it's the powder blue or the lighter blue color. I don't know why, but Uruguay is kind of standing out to me. Maybe because I know that they've actually won some games. I just haven't heard of Panama or Bolivia really being much powerhouses. So I'm going to go USA and Uruguay.
And
USA Uruguay.
And then, Josh, before I give my thoughts, Group D, who's going out?
Brazil.
Yeah, you getting that D.
Brazil and Colombia. I'm gonna say Colombia just to make me feel better, but I don't think they will. Honestly, I think Costa Rica. I'm gonna pick them, but right now I'm just gonna go rock Brazil and Colombia just to make me feel better about America just getting trounced by them.
Yeah, this is a joke just for us, but that's a hot Group D. That hot D, baby.
Hot D. Let us know if you watched Hot D last night.
Yeah, this Group D is brought to you by Glizzies. All right.
So for me, Group A,
okay.
Argentina is the easiest choice because they won Copa America 4 years ago. They've also won the World Cup. They got Messi. This is probably his last tournament. Right. I am gonna go Canada. I think they can do it. I haven't watched a lot of South America lately, so I don't know how Peru and Chile are. Chile has knocked out Argentina before in Copa Americas, but I don't think they're still at that point. Group B, Ecuador for sure going out. Jamaica with their federation. See, Jamaica this is one of those where all four of them could get out of their group, but Jamaica could because they have the players, but their federation, and then Jamaica just always does what Jamaica does is that they underperform with the amazing players that they have. So I don't think they're going to get out of here. This is the worst Mexico I've seen in my lifetime, and also their goalkeeper situation, especially because Memo Ochoa is not playing, and then the backup to Memo Ochoa got hurt. So I don't know how they're going to do in goal. So I was going to say Ecuador, Mexico, but I might be going Ecuador, Venezuela, because Venezuela is not very good either. But for sure, Ecuador is getting out of there. Group C, USA and Uruguay. Uruguay has Marcelo Bielsa now, and we got to get out of the group. If we don't get out of the group, fire Greg Berhalter.
We'll burn the whole place down.
Group D, Brazil and Colombia, because Colombia has not lost a game in 2 years. So we're probably, if we top the group, which we're probably not going to, and Brazil and Colombia end up being 1 and 2 in the group, then we'll play Colombia. If we get second in the group, which is more likely under Uruguay, we're going to play Brazil when we get out of the groups. And that can be scary, but then we showed that we can tie against them in a friendly. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens between these two groups, because maybe Colombia upsets Brazil and tops the group. So Group C and D are interesting. B is a crapshoot. A is Argentina's getting out.
It shouldn't. Canada stepped up so much in the past handful of years as far as their play. But if US can beat Spain the year after Spain won the World Cup, there's always a chance that we could figure it out.
Yeah, and from Jeremy Miller earlier, all he saw was how bad Germany killed Scotland.
Yeah, the Euros are going on right now.
Yeah. What year, and are you still talking about sports in that one?
Ooh, that's rough, but historically accurate. Okay, so for this though, I mean, because we're doing the Copa preview, for the basic ass bitches like myself.
Okay.
When you top the group, is it all based upon the points that you're scoring in your respective matches?
So you get your group stage games. So for the US, we get 1 game versus Bolivia, 1 game versus Panama, 1 game versus Uruguay.
Right.
If we lose, 0 points. If we tie, 1 point. If we win, it's 3 points. Whoever has the most points after their 3 games tops the group. If you are tied in points, it goes to goal differential. So who scored more goals and had less goals allowed. So you take what you scored minus the goals that you allowed. That's your goal differential.
Yep. All right. Josh, anything else for this Copa preview, man? I mean, it sounds like I picked right. You picked wrong.
No,
again.
I picked right at the initial thing. I said it was going to be Ecuador, Venezuela. She agreed with me. And then initial thing, I said Brazil and Colombia, not knowing that Colombia hasn't lost since the Reagan era. But I still picked right.
Oh, that's great. Josh, you're on it tonight, dude. You're fucking on it, bro. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. So anything else to wrap up the this Copa America preview?
Watch the games. It's gonna be fun. I'm here for it.
Let's do it. And when do they start? Well, I mean,
Copa America starts this week.
Is it this week? Okay.
Thursday, June 20th, the first game, Argentina versus Canada.
Okay. I mean, the 2 top ones we kind of picked out of Group A facing off this Thursday. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Thursday night, maybe that's what we're going to be doing. Maybe
in the ATL in Mercedes-Benz.
Okay. Yeah. So this is kind of some of the initial is it now are some of this kind of a little bit of the precursor to the World Cup?
Yeah, so a lot of these games are going to be played in the same locations at the World Cup. So we're going to have
Kansas City, Dallas, Atlanta,
Miami.
Yep, awesome. I love it.
Rock, flag, and eagle.
Rock, flag, and eagle.
If Copa has it their way, it's going to be Argentina versus Brazil in the final, which is being played here in Miami.
Yeah, I mean, That being said, they're going to go down.
Josh, you choosing? Is it going to be Argentina, USA?
No, it's going to be definitely it's the New York Red Bulls because they need it. They need it, man. They really need it. No, I would love to see U.S. and Argentina. That'd be cool as hell.
Yeah,
knowing Messi, Messi's not going to play, is he? He's not playing in this.
Messi is playing in this, yes.
Levi Stadium. That is San Francisco.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to travel very far to play in this tournament. So
yeah, well, he's his first game's in Atlanta, so he has to fly up to Atlanta versus Canada.
Okay, yeah. So Ecuador and Venezuela, they're going to be playing there in San Francisco. I don't know if the whole group is playing there or if they're going to be kind of moving them around.
Yeah, each group stage game. Several cities have multiple games. So, like, for example, like the U.S., our first game is in Dallas. Our second is in Kansas City. Our third is in Atlanta. If we make it out, like, each city has several group stages, and some of them have the knockout rounds. Like, for example, Miami has already been chosen for the final, whoever makes it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm excited for Kansas City fans. A lot of my buddies back in the day, they used to do Tour de Francias, where they would just get a bunch of Francia, like some box wine, and but they would watch some soccer. They watch football, and so I'm excited for them. I know they're going to some of the games, and then the other, and Dallas as well. I mean, to really start, kind of putting football or soccer in the spotlight a little bit more, kind of building up to the World Cup. 2026, I feel like, or is it 25?
26.
6. Yeah, 6. Okay. Yeah, even number. I love it. Anything else before we move on?
Just 2 quick stories in the soccer world. Kristen Press has returned to team training for Angel City FC. If you don't know who Kristen Press is, she's played with the U.S. women's national team, has 155 caps, 64 goals, and is a 2-time World Cup winner. She has not played soccer for 2 years since sustaining a season-ending injury in June 2020. 2022, she tore her ACL, which women, when it comes to tearing their ACL, they're more likely to tear it than men, and the recovery time is longer than men. So I'm just glad that she's playing soccer again. And the other news is the Danish women's national team got equal pay. So it's not just the U.S. that got equal pay. And they couldn't have done this without the Danish men's team. The Danish men's national team signed a new 4-year agreement with their football federation and decided to focus on helping to arrange equal working conditions for the women's national team. From the new deal, the men players refused a pay raise. The men's and women's team received the same basic pay for appearing for the national teams, and insurance coverage upgrades for the women's teams and the men's U21 team. And the players and the Danish Federation will jointly create a clubhouse for all national teams, men's, women's, and youth, and a developmental fund paid for by the men's team 50% and Danish Federation 50%. So these are the men coming forward and saying they need to get equal pay from us. We're not going to take a pay raise, so that way they can have equal pay to us. So shout out the Danish men and for doing this.
Yeah. For seeing the inadequacies in our financial institutions, and with this one being, a sports league or organization, and stepping up and taking a little bit of sacrifice. I mean, you're already making, decent money. I mean, for some groups, not assuming, for all, but, so you're not losing money. It's just you're just not getting more, and you're getting to somebody who is very deserving, and honestly, just helping all the ships rise with the tide. And you gotta love seeing that. I wish we'd see it a little bit more in America, and not just in football or as far as our sports organizations. Would love to see that everywhere else. Not to get political, but it's just like, come on, y'all. Like, let's be aware of the inadequacies that we have, and let's all work together to strive for a better tomorrow for the next generation. And that really stood out to me was the clubhouse. So not only is it just pay, but they're really kind of building, they're constructing buildings and this clubhouse for the youth and and for the national team. So that's awesome.
Tom Brady took a pay cut. Why can't they?
Yeah. Okay. Is that all you got? Come on, you got something better.
No. It's the fact that it's still. This should be happening a lot more because, again, what I was talking about the WNBA, the disparity between talent. Obviously, you're trying to influence, you're trying to grow the game. How can you grow the game being like, hey, you should come play with us on this mud? I'm not saying it's that bad, but and then also just the respect of your country. It's like you go to work for the employer and they don't pay you enough, and it's like, well, we also pay you in like the experience. I'm like, that's not why I signed up for this.
Experience don't pay bills.
Right. I made the team. I'm good enough to be here, and then I represent you. And then guess who benefits from if I achieve certain things? I don't do this. I'll do this for my country, yes, but I also would like a little bit more, financial compensation for what you're going to make off of us winning and achieving goals. So it's just nice to see other countries taking the next step forward in getting the equal pay. But it just sucks because it's still kind of, as far as it's going to have to be country based because FIFA is never going to do anything on that.
Anything uncorrupt.
when the FBI's like, dude, you screwed up, and then is it Qatar or Qatar or whatever? When they got that, everyone was just like,
well, Russia and Qatar are getting their bids, but and one thing too, just going to the U.S. achieving equal pay. That was a lot of work done by the U.S. women, done by the 99ers, but also like the men had to also be like, yeah, we are full force supporting this and joining with them to try to get them equal pay as well. So I like seeing these national teams, men's national teams supporting their counterparts with the women's national team. And I think that just needs to happen more often in all federations. And Jamaica just needs to pay all their players because they're fucking up both the men's and the women.
Yeah. Jamaica. I believe there was some other countries that you spotlighted in the past that not doing too hot.
Hey, but they did have a bobsled team. Let's remember.
Yeah, they did. RIP John Candy. Hey Cinco, you dead, man. And also kiss the egg. Kiss the egg, baby. But yeah, no, you talk about, not to prolong this too much longer, but great sentence. When you talk about the experience side, I mean, from the music industry, they called it exposure bucks. Well, we can't really give you too much now, but we're giving you exposure. Like, okay, to like the 10 people that normally come into your establishment, like, come on. Like, you're paying for the talent. So bad organizations that don't have anything to provide of value always lean on experience, exposure, or camaraderie. And that's speaking to a lot more than just in sports right now. But yeah, those organizations that really kind of lean on that are just cheap ass motherfuckers and really don't have a whole lot of value to provide.
Yes, you have the venue, but the talent brings in the people.
Yeah, exactly. And provides the skill set that is there for the people that you bring in. But who is also bringing people in? The NHL, baby. And they lighten the lamp. And so you're doing your little dance there, girl. I know you weren't as happy for the most recent game, but I mean,
they're just following the leads. They're following the leads of the Celtics. I saw a meme of where it was like NBA Finals, and then the Stanley Cup was copying the paper.
Right.
But Game 3, Panthers won 4-3. Interesting game. I'm glad the Panthers stuck through it because that third quarter was stressful because they were coming back, but we won that game, and I was like, oh, we're up 3-0, about to sweep these boys in Canada, and that did not happen. But that we just want to celebrate at home. We don't want to celebrate in Canada. What's there to do in Edmonton? Like,
wait, I know a female in Edmonton, but that's just because of viral things. But we're not going to bring that up anymore.
Okay, maybe we don't need to know whose OnlyFans you follow. But
I don't follow any of those. It's a very viral moment.
But I didn't hear you there. I heard.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But
different woman.
The Oilers did win 8-1, which if you look at the score, you're just like, holy shit. But we did take Bobrovsky off to save him for Game 5. We were down. He did let 5 goals through, but you know what? He's still the best freaking goalkeeper. Watch any game in this playoffs, and Bobrovsky is the best freaking goalkeeper. So he's going to make some great saves in Game 5, and we're going to win here in Fort Lauderdale. Go Panthers.
One game from immortality.
We cannot hear you, Tvshka.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then whatever. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't mute myself.
I was clacking on the keyboard. And then you kept playing the Haktua.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways. We got this video. Fucking listen to this.
To get us to this moment right now. So I'm going to go a little off the board here. Huffer.
So what they're showing there, that's the board that shows all the pucks that it takes to win a Stanley Cup. We were short last year. This year, we're 1 puck away. And what I really liked there is that because typically they pick the best player each game to put the puck into the board. They decided to have the VP of player engagement be the one to put the puck in because they said, we couldn't do this without you. Thank you for basically the safe travel to Canada that you provided and all the stuff that you've provided for us. We're going to have you put the puck into the board. And any organization that's going to not just recognize their talent that's in this case on the ice, but also the people in the front office. I'm here for that.
Yeah, well, and an organization that is steeped in a lot of tradition too, because I mean, we just kind of complain about bad organizations. Oh, it's the camaraderie, it's experience, or you're getting exposure. Well, like there's like really good ones that actually have that tradition. I mean, a lot of it's in sports. Some of it is, some of the traditions are really more just being superstitious. Hey, if you don't touch this, we're gonna have a bad game. Hey, even for musicians, if we have a really good rehearsal or practice, then that usually means we're gonna have a bad show because it's just that kind of, I don't know. It's just the jinx aspect that superstition. But
the rats for the Florida Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
After we win, we throw the rats on the.
Right.
Do you guys know the story?
No. Let me finish my thought real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
But for those organizations that have that, it's such a cheap way to really include people. Mm-hmm. Like you're not having to give them a $10,000 bonus. You're not having to go out of your way and buy them a gift. You're just letting them be involved. You're letting them be a part of that action of just receiving a puck and put on the board that is just held in high regard with these organizations. And so it seems like it's an easy win, but be surprised about how many organizations really don't include the employee aspect, just the players and coaches. But yeah, sorry.
So it was in the playoffs. One of the players killed a rat in the locker room and then scored multiple goals in the game. So pretty much it's just like the rat became part of like Florida Panther lore. So anytime the Florida Panthers win, we throw plastic rats onto the ice.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's just, and then obviously the Preds, we throw catfish. I forget, is it the Red Wings?
Like fried or what?
No, it's just dead catfish. The fish.
At least ours are plastic.
Yeah, ours is like literally like people like they people like take them in and like they like saran wrap them to their body to get them in, and then they'll throw a dead catfish on the ice. That's what they do here for the Preds. Some random fan one day just threw a random catfish out, and then it just became a thing. Kind of the same thing. Like it's like how'd that tradition start? Well, Bob got drunk, and then proceed with tradition.
Yeah, maybe some traditions aren't worth keeping, but yeah, here's the plastic rat. Yeah, Panthers win. Yeah, that's definitely a lot safer than the other ones. Yeah, Jeremy Miller, always on top of the game, man. The rats, I love it. Hot dog, rats, and cookies. It's a good show. It's a good show, man.
Jeremy Miller.
Yeah, dude. Jeremy Miller, man, always comes in strong. Oh,
topic brought to you by Jeremy Miller.
Yeah, I was gonna say we jump into.
You can join our Discord. We have it down below in the description of this video. You can be like Jeremy Miller and let us know topics you want to talk about. So I'm going to let you take it away, Tvshka.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, Jeremy Miller, you're awesome. By the way, you can find the link to the Discord in the description below. So definitely join us there. You can also join us at patreon.com. And a whole other slew of places. But for this, shout out to Jeremy for doing this. And I've seen this on some other podcasts too. But after taking 520,000 votes from fans, Utah's NHL team, which is inevitable, is down to 6 possible names: the Utah Blizzard, Utah Hockey Club, Utah Mammoth, Utah Outlaws, Utah Venom, and Utah Yeti. Josh, I throw it to you first. What is one that's your favorite? Just one.
Yetis. That's cool. I've never seen that before. I'm going with the Yetis because Outlaws, it feels like, I don't know. Wyoming, what should you be? Outlaws. All right. North Dakota, what should you be? Outlaws. I'm like, we all can't do that. Right, guys? We just chill out.
The real Outlaws were in Oklahoma anyways. All right. I mean, come on.
Sure. And then Venom, I'm like, it's Utah, guys. They kind of have a stereotype. Venom ain't one of them.
Yeah.
Although Jeremy Miller has a point. I almost want them to pick Venom just so people show up in Venom costumes for every game.
Right? I mean, yeah, team up with Marvel. Have Marvel pay for the half the stadium or something.
Right. But no, I'm going with Yeti.
The lamest one is Utah Hockey Club. I don't know how that got to top 6. I kind of like Utah Blizzard.
Okay.
So I'd go between that and Yeti.
Yeah.
There's gonna be so many Dairy Queen cups on the ice.
Dude, I was just gonna say, man. I mean, I love Blizzards. I just had a Sonic Blast earlier today. So my lactose intolerant self is loving that. Mine has got to be the Mammoth. Utah Mammoth. I mean, that's just I love mammoths as a creature, period. It's fascinating. I mean, they're just these big ass, like freaking long ass haired elephants. And I don't know. I mean, they just don't get as much love. You talk about dinosaurs, T-Rex takes the cake. Then you got the velociraptors and, the brontosauruses and all the other shit, Nobody really gives much love to the mammoth. I mean, if you talk about the wintertime, you talk about saber-toothed tigers or, the big ones. And so, yeah, I like mammoth. I'm with you, though. Yeti is another good one. Travis Kelce, fan of the show. He'd be a big fan of that since his nickname is the Big Yeti. And Jeremy, if you're in the chats, man, I know you mentioned the Venom one. Is there a serious pick? Or is Venom the one you're going with, which I like the chaos of it. I don't know about you guys.
And on a side note, too, round 2 of voting to select the winners runs through June 20th. So in 3 days, we're probably going to have a choice here.
Hey, there we go. Go to that site and cast your vote. Let them know. Let them know what you think. It's going to be hilarious because it's probably going to be a majority of people not in Utah trying to name their team for them. Jeremy Miller, agreeing with Saul. I like it. Going with the Blizzards. If Dairy Queen does not sponsor the Blizzard or Marvel doesn't sponsor the Venom, and what is that show? The Skinny Marinky Dinky Dink show, the Elephant Show. If they don't sponsor the Utah Mammoth, then what are we fucking doing here, guys?
Thank you for putting that song in my head now.
Yeah, I love you.
Yeah,
love you in the morning
and
in
that
the
freaking
afternoon.
Lamb Chop song stuck in my head earlier, so that was great.
And I love it when you eat cheesecake, right? I mean, we're gonna get transitions eventually because I cannot stand like clicking in and out of all this, but it's time to get weird, y'all. Hey. We'll have some like weird music playing. I mean, this is the best one we got right now. What is weird is some of the audio clips I put, and I didn't put it in our private chat.
We lost as a team, man. It's a nice way of telling someone, fuck you.
Yeah.
Practice. We're talking about practice, man.
Not the WNBA.
Yeah, that's Jack.
Not the WNBA.
Not the most flattering of tones.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Yep. So you all can play with those, by the way, for the next show. I just wanted to preview it for everybody. Also, I can listen back and listen to the tape and see how that goes. So we'll definitely be clipping this section out. But hey, let's get weird, man. And what's weirder than mascots eating food? Like they can't do that. That just breaks all laws of.
Cookie Monster's doing it for decades, man. What are you talking about?
Has he been eating them, or has he just been breaking them apart and then they just spill out the side of his mouth?
Don't ruin my childhood.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot. I won't bring facts into this equation.
Yeah, don't bring facts and logic to my biased opinion.
Yeah, but no, we've got a really fun one here. We had Gritty, right? The famous Phillies, right? So yeah, so you describe this a little bit. I'm a little tongue-tied.
Okay. Gritty decided that he was going to review cheesecakes based on everything but the taste. So he's not eating them. He's looking at them. He's feeling them. He's getting the vibes of the place to decide which is the best cheesesteak in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's a good question. All right. So we got a series of photos. All right. So we're going to go through them. So here we go. We got Geno Steaks versus Jim Steaks. You got length, you got girth. Are we talking about food? All right.
So you did
roll? Okay, still same question, I guess.
My favorite is the X Factors, which is a guy in front of me ordered 2 coffees. Makes you think.
Yeah, right. Is it really a good cheesesteak? If somebody's ordering coffee there, right? Is this a barista or is this a freaking tailgate party? What are we doing here? Yeah. And then also large onions, grease, good music there for Jim Steaks. How excited staff was to see him, right? That's always a good one too. 6 invited him to eat. 9 selfies with the whole staff, right? So that already feels like Jim is a little bit of the winner in that one.
And I like that he parked illegally at both places.
Right. Yeah. For here in Oklahoma, I mean, parking is just pulling off the side of the road. But yeah, for all you guys that live in metropolitan areas, it's definitely a major consideration. Parked in the loading zone and then parked illegal. So, hey, things happen. Then we got Angelo's Pizzeria as well as Pat's King of Steaks. Length, gird, and seeds. The questions I get from all my exes. The X Factor though would not let them order Cheese Whiz. Cut the whole line though. And then for Pat's King of Steaks, soft bread, good vibes. Excited for staff for the Angelo's Pizza with 6. One worker was terrified. And then for Pat's King of Steaks, he got a 9. Gave him a 9. Invited me in for picks. Almost put me to work. I don't know. That's not a perk, is that, Josh? Getting asked to work at the place?
No.
Right. Feels like they would pay that position in exposure bucks.
What I like with Pat's is that no parking illegally parked at Gino's.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, no parking. Really, both of them. No legally parked at a convenience store.
Soft bread, good vibes. That's what I put on my Hinge profile.
I like it. There we go, Josh. Hey, yeah, Josh, you want to break down this next one? You got a little bit of juice going right now.
Can't really see it. I can't break it down because I can't read it.
Okay. All right. Well,
sorry, I can't read it.
No, you're good. You're good. I can see that now. Rocco's get length gird seeds. I'll just stick with one instead of jumping back and forth. X Factor gave him 2 cheesesteaks, 2 bags of chips, and 4,000 napkins. Because you can never get too many napkins.
No.
I've got a growing stack on my desk that I always end up having to recycle. Excited as far as the staff. Gave him a 3. Very confused by his existence.
Fair.
I mean, why do you exist? Here's 4,000 napkins. Seems like
and 2 steaks.
Right. Yeah, 2 bags of chips and 2 cheesesteaks. Parking, wonderful. Did not park illegally. Okay, so that's the first one. Yeah. But I mean, not getting a 3. I mean, that really hurts. Presentation, classic, tightly wrapped. Could probably throw it at far distance. Yeah. But then IKEA, which I mean, I know that IKEA in Dallas. I'm pretty sure they do not have Philly cheesesteaks, which is sad. But you got, did I get it for free? No. Paid $324 for 8 meatballs. Good Lord. X Factor walked out with a fake plant, though. New side table assembly required. Classic IKEA. And it's funny because the first time you sent this to me, I was like, IKEA. I was like, dude, that's the last thing I left with was a fake plant from IKEA.
Right.
And I was like,
IKEA. Yeah.
Not $324, $3.24.
I said $324.
It sounded like you said $324, and I was like, "That's a lot for some meatballs."
Oh no, just $324. Yeah. Sorry, 3 period. Yeah. Parking. Yes, took up 2 spots for the heck of it, right? Because if you know IKEA, there is plenty of parking there. Presentation did come on a nice plate though. So
Swedish.
Right. And then the final one, Tony and Nick's, which looks like it may be the winner. I don't know. Anyways, do they even have the winner slide? I don't even know on this one. So sorry. I know we're live.
I think he was just putting on. You get to choose which one is the winner.
Okay.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah. Well, so Tony and Nick's. Looks like I gave him free fries and cheese cup. If it's nacho cheese kind of stuff like that, that's dope. Steph was a 0 at first, but a 9 after I buttered them up. So I wonder if they gave him cheese. Maybe he gave them butter. Or I don't know. Maybe we're still talking about something different. Maybe they buttered them up as length, girth, seated kind of question. But parking was available, but parked illegally under 95 for the MEMS. I guess 95 is probably the highway there.
Yes.
Yeah. Just for the memories, or unless it's memes misspelled. I don't know. I'm not sure how good at spelling a mascot.
Can't believe it's like these restaurants and then IKEA randomly, like in the middle of it. It's like, thank you, Gritty, for going to a place where if I want to go to find furniture that a brisk wind will destroy, and also get some solid meatballs, I will go to IKEA.
Hey, that is some fine Swedish engineering. So, but yeah, what are you guys picking out of this one? To wrap up the segment.
My favorite parts is him parking. Just wherever he tries to find parking, I'm here for it. Gritty can do whatever the hell he wants.
I'm going with Pat's because if there's no parking and it's still around and he's highlighting it, it means they have food good enough for someone to walk there.
Yeah, well, and so looking at the buildings, Geno Steaks looks the exact same as Pat's King of Steaks.
Yeah, I think it's a type of.
Yeah. So and maybe it's a tourist area, or maybe it's a previous franchise or something that they just kind of.
I think Pat's is the one that everyone always highlights in every single Food Network.
So maybe they had one shut down. Geno's took over.
Maybe.
And if you go to the next slide, he looks over left. No, the other way.
You say next slide, but which one?
That one, which was he looks the happiest at Angelo's.
Yes. The mascot with the same face.
Yes.
Looks the happiest.
Yes.
I thought he looked happier at Jim's.
He looks happy, but look at his happiness, Angelo.
This is who looks happy. This is my paralysis demon that I'm looking at. Like, what do you think?
I can't do this right now.
Let me know in the chat. Which I know it's the same face each time.
His arms are up. He's physically exerting more energy. So I'm going with Jim's.
I think he's surprised at the length and girth of Angela.
Yeah.
That picture, he definitely is.
And I'm going with the soft bread good vibes.
This is going all the way down.
I rock soft bread good vibes all the time, man. It's my motto. I'm going to put on a T-shirt. Soft bread good vibes. And then, you know what? Someone's going to look at them and be like, what does that mean? And then a discussion happens. God. Where that discussion goes, who knows? But it's a good conversation starter because what the fuck does soft bread good vibes mean on a T-shirt?
It sounds like we got our winners.
Let us know which one you want.
Yeah, let us know in the chat because it sounds like we got our winners. Looks like Pat's King of Steaks is Josh's, or maybe his pick. Soul's going with Angelo's. I think maybe just because it rhymes with their name a little bit. I'm going to go with Jim South Street. If we're going off picture. The dude is exerting a lot more energy. Maybe airing out those pits, dude, because that's fucking hot as shit, bro, in those costumes, man.
Sweat stains are abundant.
And he said there's good
I've
music.
been a puppeteer. I've been in that. I did not mean to heart that. That's why I hate fucking social media.
He loves Gritty.
Yeah.
Obviously, IKEA's the winner.
Yeah, IKEA for the authentic.
I've never bought anything from IKEA.
Yeah. But now you're gonna try to get a cheesesteak if you see it. I'm just saying. Next time I go down, I may have to. But man, y'all, we did it. We finished this up. The edibles are definitely kicking in if you can't tell already. But Josh, man, what do you got for everybody watching right now? What do you got for the people in the future that are watching? Because we are growing.
You should tune in. Tomorrow we've got Game Dudes. We're going to be playing some Ravens Watch. So your great characters of like Beowulf, Scarlet, aka Little Red Robin Hood, Geppetto, the Sun King. I can't pronounce his name, but like all those characters within this game, you could play as one of them.
You.
Yeah, you said it. I didn't. And But yeah, you can play as those characters. It's a really cool thing. Little dungeon crawlers, what they call a roguelike. We'll be playing that tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we have our Ruckus Wrestling, as we just wrapped up some pay-per-views over the weekend. And then obviously things that go on and all the news that breaks. Join me and my co-host Justin Toner as we break down the week that was, is, and will be in wrestling. And then we'll catch you all again the next week to do it all over again, and you all just join us in the fun. And if you want to join us in the fun and also want to create some content on here, we are here to help you out. So if anything that you have in mind that you're like, man, I'd love to start a YouTube thing, there's some things I want to get off my chest, we don't care. Join patreon.com/RuckusTV. I did it correctly that time. And we can help you join your show and also train you on as far as how production works and stuff like that. Be great to do. Also, too, join the Discord below and join us in all these zany things. If you have something you want us to bring up on the show, as Jeremy Miller did, put it in the chat over in the Discord. And we also just talk about some crazy stuff over there. It's a fun time. Come and join us.
Yeah, well, tonight's not the best production example, so you'll pay for better quality, but and maybe you get better quality. Maybe not on this channel, maybe it's on a different channel. Soul, what do you got going on over there across the wall where you guys get off of it?
Well, off the wall, right before this, we recorded our Hot D House of the Dragon.
Threw me off.
That will be coming soon after it gets edited. My other one that I talked about, who knows when it's edited, my LGBTQ plus book recommendations, because it is Pride Month. That is now there over on Off the Wall, so go check that out.
Oh, so sorry. Again, production's great. Because we do have one more video we want to end with here soon. But before we do that, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Huge thanks to Mabry and Soul for jumping on, and just let me be an absolute fool tonight. But I hope you guys had fun watching us. I hope you guys had fun actually kind of engaging in the chats. So keep that up. Keep liking, subscribing, and following us at Ruckus EV at everything. And here is one of your moments.
Let's see what
I don't want to
Joker's
say
up
the
to.
word just because I don't know, copyright kind of stuff. But let's go.
Living his best life.
Oh, he's getting down. Getting so down, dude. But that's all we got. I'll see y'all. Take care. Peace.